Welcome back, Micro Pigs. Tommy Post here with Micro Pig Off-Road Club, a micro four-wheel drive dedicated group. I mentioned a while back that I was going to go ahead and show some of the newer guys that are using smaller winches a way to make it a little easier on things by using a snatch block. Well, what is a snatch block? Snatch block is basically this little guy right here. Now what that is a couple of plates of steel that opens up and has a pulley on the inside. So the idea, first off, let me just back up. Always save that tree. If you're going to winch off of a tree out there on the trail, make sure you put a strap around it, because if you wrap your winch line around it, you will likely damage the tree, and also it's undue stress for the winch line itself. So the whole idea to using one of these things is that you run your line straight off your winch down to the pulley and then come all the way back to the vehicle and hook it up right there. Now what that does is it actually doubles the strength of what your winch will pull. Now my winch is rated at 6,000 pounds, but I can't say that I fully agree that everything that a winch says on the label is accurate. I don't know that this thing will pull 6,000 pounds. But the idea is that you want to make it as easy as possible on it. So by running this double winch line, you are reducing the amount of stress that's on the actual motor inside your winch. Now, in theory, each time you add one of those snatch blocks, it doubles the capacity of your winch, but also understand that you are still subject to your mounting system. You know, you could go ahead and string a bunch of snatch blocks back and forth like Jacob's ladder between the tree and your vehicle, and would it keep multiplying the strength of the winch? Absolutely. But how much can your recovery bumper actually take? How much can the bolts that are in the bottom of the winch take? How much can your winch plate itself take before it bends or rips right off? So there are still limitations. You are limited to what your equipment can handle. Now, this winch line is rated for about 20,000 pounds on paper. So it should easily be able to at least do 12,000 pounds if you double up. Now, if you did 3 runs, well, 6 times 3 is 18,000 pounds. Would your line be strong enough? Maybe, maybe not. It might break, especially if you're stuck that bad. But really, this is still the way to go. What it does do, however, is it basically slows down the pull. So you're going to pull half as fast as you would if you were pulling directly off a single line off the front of your winch. But I would absolutely rather have it take a little longer and not burn out the motor and the winch. So let's just give it a quick try. I know I'm not stuck. I did this just for informational purposes. But if you leave a like, a subscribe, and a comment, I will purposely go out and get myself stuck right on the frame and demonstrate this out in the field. So this is the idea. Handy dandy remote. That's out, excuse me. In. Now look how it's just pulling along. Nice and slow. But absolutely no stress on that winch. But I'm not stuck either. So understand that your planetary gearing is still going to try to reduce and multiply, and it'll pull really slow under a heavy load. But this is still the way to go. Don't stay on your winch too long though, because that is an electric motor like anything else, and you can overheat your winch. So you should really kind of stay on it, maybe 30 seconds, give yourself a little break, let it cool back down, go another 30 seconds. I know some of you guys go longer, but I stay conservative when it comes to that. But that is the idea of a double line pull. I strongly recommend it. Now what you may need though is you may need to get a longer strap, or you may need a line extension for your winch, because really you're cutting that distance in half by bringing that line all the way back to the car. So for me, I've only got about 65 feet of line, so I get about a 32-foot pull, maybe a hair less, because you always want to keep your winch line wrapped around the drum at least 5 or 6 turns. You don't want to be at the very end of the rope where it goes through the drum itself. So that's it, Tommy Post, Micro Pig Off-Road Club, demonstrating a double line pull on my little Kia Sportage convertible.